What's up, guys? Project Naosis, episode 1. This is the second episode in the series. Episode 0 is what kicked it all off. And again, that was Crimson Pain going through fucking shit up and killing everybody. And now we are going to continue on with that story here. And before I continue, guys, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more reviews. And if you could, give this video a thumbs up. I would certainly appreciate that. And now that that's all out of the way, let's go ahead and just get on into it. So we now fast forward 2 years from the events that took place in episode 0, where Crimson Pain's going around fucking shit up. And we are looking at an upcoming fight between Zikyle Z and Michael Evans, or Omega's brother. Now, Michael is almost 100 pounds lighter than Z, but he is able to capitalize with the use of his speed. And after a bit of back and forth with Z, Michael does end up victorious and hands Z his very first loss and wins the championship title. So while this match was going on, we see that Jonathan Evans, who is presumed to be dead at this time, and Shin Lao, these two are also known as Omega and Hellcat, they're watching the whole match. They're just kind of watching Michael do his thing. Later on, after all the excitement from the match dies down, Michael is getting cleaned up, and John approaches him. Now, Michael is very happy to see his brother, also very confused, being that he died, for all Michael knew. We do get a little bit of exposition. We find out that those who are part of Project Naosis are under extreme classification and are deemed dead to everyone else. They have a serum injected into them, which is called Naosis, which gives them all their powers. John then offers this path to Michael, who, after a moment of consideration, he's like, life's going good, won the match, got the championship, this means money and fame. He says, fuck all that, goes in and accepts the call and joins his brother. So now we fast forward an additional 3 years, so just for clarity, it is now 2095. We find Omega, or John, and Valerie Vega piloting their aircraft towards their next mission. The next mission is to eliminate a Crimson Pain underling named Banshee. And they are expecting this to be a pretty quick and easy mission. You can already kind of see where this one's going. Probably not going to be quick and easy. The two go back to get the rest of the team ready. We get reintroduced to the rest of the team. We see Thorn, Hellcat, Hybrid, Prince Euro, and the newest addition, Lithium, or Michael. So Omega briefs the team and lays out everyone's assignments. He then has Prince Euro teleport out to the area, just kind of give a quick scout out, make sure that Banshee is there, and what they're going to be expecting. Euro comes back, tells him, okay, yep, confirmed, saw Banshee, she's there, and here's what else we have. So Omega then tells Lithium and Prince Euro that they're going in first. Hybrid will be providing watch and cover fire, and Thorn will take out the plasma cannons. And finally, Omega and Hellcat will be moving in once Thorn takes out those plasma cannons. So Prince Euro and Lithium make their way to the enemy base, and Euro is just taking out multiple patrol guards by stabbing them in the lungs so they can't scream. I did really like that. He's like, okay, I got to keep you fuckers quiet, so puncture right in the lungs. The two are now hiding behind shipping crates and are watching Banshee. They're trying to decide what to do. Lithium wants to take advantage of her being distracted and easier to kill. Euro's not a big fan of this idea due to the hundreds of soldiers still around, and although they're wearing armor, it won't be enough to keep them from getting killed. Lithium says, fuck that shit, and goes on the attack. He blasts Banshee through a crate and starts to focus on the soldiers. And Euro provides as much cover as he can with his energy arrows. Banshee recovers, she and Lithium then battle it out, while Euro continues taking out as many of the guards as humanly possible. Banshee is able to separate herself from Lithium and blast them away with the sound of her voice. Euro then aids Lithium. He fires his arrows at Banshee, who dodges, and Euro is able to teleport away from her counterattack. He comes back with 2 more arrows ready to let loose before he's frozen in place. So this is where we meet Rifter, and enhanced with telekinetic powers. He tells Prince Zero that he and his team weren't invited, and that they are just pretend heroes in the way of bringing back freedom to the world. He also tells Zero that he fucked up big time. So we briefly cut over to Thorn, who is making his way through the camp and destroying the cannons. And he is seemingly just having like the time of his life right now, because Vega's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to help you from the sky with those cannons and shit. And Thorn, he's like, I don't give a fuck. He's over here he's mocking the enemy force. He's like, man, these guys are like being bred to suck. And this really kind of brings me back to like back in the old like Halo 3 and Modern Warfare days, just talking shit, teabagging, the guy you just killed and all this other stuff, man. That's a lot of fun. Thorn certainly grew on me in this episode. Okay, so back over with Rifter and Euro. Rifter is now toying with Prince Zero. Looks like he's kind of crushing him because he's got his hands like this. It's like, fuck you, motherfucker. Lithium calls for aid. He reaches out to Hybrid since there's a second enhanced. Hybrid was already en route and is firing several rounds over at Rifter. He stops them all Neo-like and sends them back at Hybrid. Lithium has now recovered from the blast he took from Banshee earlier and charges at Rifter. He hits Rifter with an energy blast and demands Rifter drop Euro. Rifter says, okay, well, I don't give a fuck. His bones are broken anyway, and goes ahead and drops him. Banshee then jumps back in and breaks Lithium's blast, but is quickly dealt with again. Afterwards, several soldiers surround Lithium and start shooting the shit out of him. And though his armor protects him, it still hurts like a motherfucker. So Thorn bails out Lithium before Rifter flings Lithium into a wall. Thorn calls in for more backup. Rifter returns to Prince Zero, who is now broken and unconscious. But now two new fighters have entered the ring. Hellcat and Omega are now ready to send Rifter and Banshee to hell. Rifter tells them not to be stupid or he'll pop Euro's head off. It's kind of a bitch move, dude. Banshee approaches from behind and screeches at Hellcat and gets the drop on her. She beats the shit out of her and says that she's going to eat her. Banshee continues beating Hellcat until Hybrid shoots Banshee 3 times and gives Hellcat enough time to recover and turn the tables on Banshee. She punches the fuck out of Banshee, like so much where Banshee's face just starts to fucking melt right off. Afterwards, Hybrid's telling her, hey, there's more people around here that need that kind of treatment. And real quick, we cut over to Omega and Rifter. They have a brief exchange of words before getting into the fighting. Rifter seems to have the slight upper hand over Omega, but Lithium comes in to help out. The two brothers team up and allow them to not only gain the upper hand, but defeat Rifter all in all. The team now surrounds Rifter, and Omega demands to know the whereabouts of Crimson Pain. Rifter says he wouldn't rat out Pain, that Pain is an arbiter of truth. He would rather die than betray him. Omega grants him this wish. Afterwards, as the team's getting ready to depart, they are curious as to how Rifter went unnoticed during the briefing. Omega tells Thorn to look around for info on Pain. Thorn says he's already on it, and Omega's going to be the first to know of anything he finds. So we now find ourselves over at the ULN HQ, where we meet Jacob Marlowe, the head scientist of Project Naosis. He's talking with Valerie Vega and Michael, or Lithium. They want to know how long Noah, or Prince Zero, will be recovering in the POD, or, pod. The pod being used to heal and regenerate our heroes and keep them at 100%. Jacob said it's hard to say because he has a shit ton of broken bones and his suit was actually being crushed into his body. So, real painful stuff. So they're also discussing how it's kind of odd that they were so misinformed about their mission prior to it. That someone as powerful as Rifter went unnoticed and became a huge surprise that caught them all off guard. Now, Jacob tells Michael best not to overthink it, and, he's like, oh, well, he was no match for you guys anyway. Which seems a little fucking suspicious there, Jacob. So we finish our story with Victor, or Thorn, interrupting John, Omega's workout, for which John's not thrilled about as he's still pissed about the success of the mission and needs to go blow off some steam. Victor says he was digging around like John had asked, and found something a bit on the unsettling side. He hands it over to John, who is fucking horrified at what he sees. We then get to see Project Naosis, but with a bunch of different faces, including Rifter and Crimson Pain. Dun dun dun! And so ends Project Naosis, Episode 1. So I do have a theory going on here. In light of what we just read, I see John and all of Project Naosis turning on the government. Not to the extent of Crimson Pain and crew, but still saying, you guys are a bunch of corrupt assholes, fuck off. I kind of predict Omega will be more of like the Charles Xavier-like character to Crimson Pain's Magneto. They have the same thing that they want to address, but they are vastly different in how they want to address it. You know, corruption in the government. And we've seen Crimson Pain's way, right? Kill a shit ton of people, kill all the heroes, fucking kill everybody. I think Omega's still going to be like, nope, Pain needs to be dealt with. He needs to answer for all the lives he killed. But the government also needs to be dealt with as well as far as what corruption we're finding here. So I think that's where we're starting to head. Not 100% certain. I really don't think that Omega's going to suddenly flip over to Crimson Pain's side. I don't see that happening, being that he's killed so many fucking people. So some of the things I just kind of want to highlight from the story. Omega, pretty awesome leader, very intelligent, and I feel that he is utilizing the strength of his team to their fullest. I really appreciated that. I really liked Prince Zero and how he was used for both scouting and stealth. You know, he'd go out, survey the area, make sure everything was still what they were planning for the most part. You know, Rifter still caught him off guard, but then he goes in and does a bunch of stealthy-ass kills with lithium. I really liked that. And then Thorn was, man, he really grew on me on this second read-through. He's just going around just gleefully killing everybody, just talking shit. He might as well have been teabagging them for all the fun he was having. He was basically like having just video game levels of fun here. So some of the tisms that kind of stood out to me. Euro is unable to scream with his bones being broken, but prior to that he was able to talk, and then again afterwards. Would like to have a little bit more clarity as to why this is the case. And then there are moments where we don't have a full knowledge as to where our heroes or villains might be and why they aren't attacking or contributing in any way, shape, or form. For example, why did Rifter not help Banshee attack Lithium? Or after Thorn bails out Lithium, where did Thorn go? Did he really just allow Rifter to continue attacking an unconscious Prince Zero? I would have had Thorn in sooner to make it like a 2v2 fight, and then have him blast it out and be surrounded by soldiers that he's got to fight through before he's able to like return to the like Rifter and Banshee. All while Omega and Hellcat return and everything else continues as normal. So just a slight movement as to where certain characters are would probably tighten that up a little bit. So the overall score I got for this one, 7 out of 10. I very much enjoyed this, but we do have some things that need to get cleaned up a little bit. But again, fuck. You ask if I would recommend this? Absolutely. Now, as far as ratings, like who's fit for this one, I'd say your audience is best for like a mature teen to an adult. We have blood, gore, torture. You know, might not quite be for the kiddos, but again, I'm not their fucking parent, man. So you decide what's best for your kids and whether or not this is for you. So again, if you like things like God of War, Mortal Kombat, and even some espionage movies, you know, spy movies like James Bond, Jason Bourne, shit like that, certainly worth checking out. And if this does sound like something you want to check out, I will be providing a link in the description as to where you can find it. But that is all I got for today, guys. So until next time, take care and God bless.